So this comment works both ways though. If you are the narcissist talking to the survivor or the victim or whatnot, or if you are the victim talking to the narcissist. Because at the beginning of a relationship with a narcissist, both people are completely different. The main difference is at the beginning of a relationship with a narcissist, the survivor or the victim is being their true authentic self. And the narcissist in question is being whatever, whoever they need to be to get you. So you get a lot of times when you're in a relationship with a narcissist or a toxic person or whatever, well, they'll throw this comment at you right here as justification to why they are treating you differently. You weren't like this when I first met you. Of course they weren't, because they've changed trying to make the narcissist happy. You've literally given yourself up a lot of times trying to make this narcissistic person happy, trying to get them to love you equally as much as you love them. And the longer you remain in this situation trying to do that, the more you lose yourself and the harder it is to get yourself back or to build a new you. I really hope this helps. What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of A Narcissist Explains. I am self-aware, diagnosed narcissist Lee Hammock, and I use my platform to raise awareness for narcissistic personality disorder, get more people into therapy, and also validate the victims and survivors of this disorder as well. This series is dedicated to just making my TikToks and YouTube shorts longer. They are 60 seconds or less. This is going to be longer than 60 seconds. The one you just watched was about, you weren't like this when we first met. Which is absolutely true, how a narcissist will say that in an argument to justify devaluing you, to justify treating you differently, to justify cheating on you, to justify lying to you, to justify any indiscretion that they have done. They will use that statement right there. Because is it not true? Have you not changed since the beginning of the relationship with this narcissistic person? Are you still the same exact person, or have you changed your behavior in any way, shape, or form? Are you the exact same person you were from the beginning of this relationship? And 99 out of 100% out of 100 times, the answer is going to be, no, I'm not the same person I was. Because typically, when you get into these toxic relationships and you stay in these toxic relationships, typically, you lose yourself. You become somebody totally different. You become a shell of your former self, but you feel like you become more of what that narcissistic person wants from you. I know, because you change. Because like I said, I say this so much, y'all. I know I keep having to harp this because I know new people watch these videos every day. The dynamic of a relationship with a narcissist change. In the beginning, you are getting everything that you want. And then in the end, the narcissist is getting everything that they want. And you are trying to make them happy. In the beginning, they were making you happy, putting all this time, effort, energy into you. And in the end, it switches and you're the person doing that. You end up trying to put so much time, effort, energy into these people to try to get them to love you like they used to try to get them to go back to the beginning of the relationship, to try to get them to, to show you the love and appreciation that you feel like you deserve from this person because, they are your person. You are in love with this person and such. So a lot of times you get into these situations like you lose yourself because you love that person more than you love yourself. You're a codependent person. You might be an empath. But just because I'm going to say this again too. Just because you are with a narcissist does not mean you are a good person. I get tired, boy. It does not mean you are the good person. I'm such a great person. I'm with a narcissist. That means I'm a good person. No, the hell it does not. Could you be a good person with a narcissist? Yes. But sometimes bad people end up with narcissists. Sometimes the narcissist is the karma for a bad person. I'm not saying that you are, but you know who you are. You know if you've done some terrible stuff to people, this might be your karma. I've had people say that to me on one-on-ones. They be like, well, I feel like this relationship is my karma right here. I feel like this is my karma for treating other people in my life terribly. I ended up with a narcissist. Blah, 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 beep, beep, beep. You know how it goes. But like literally, you cannot, it's impossible to have a loving, caring relationship where there's not any kind of equal loving and caring and affection. It has to be 50-50, whatever, 100-100. You have to match energies. If one person's energy is outmatching the other person's energy, there's a power dynamic struggle right there. And the dynamic switches to one person giving more and the other person taking more. And typically, the narcissist is the person that takes more. You give more, they take more. You give more, they take more. You give everything that you have nothing left to take. They discard you for somebody else that has things to give them so they can take. That's how it goes right there. You lose yourself trying to make this person happy. You become loud, you become obnoxious, or you gain weight, you lose weight, or you become meek and timid when you used to be outgoing. You used to be a valedictorian, you're a public speaker. Now you're scared to go out in public because your narcissist has conditioned you to feel like your voice means nothing. Your words carry no weight, carry no power in this relationship dynamic. So you end up unhappy. You end up sad for long, extended periods of time. And for what? For who? What do you get? Okay, let me take this out. If you're dealing with a rich narcissistic person, man or woman, okay, I get it. Their lifestyle is some fear. And you're not rich and successful on your own, like independently rich and successful on your own, I get it. Their lifestyle is something fierce that you don't want to give up. I understand that part. But if they're not rich, like sometimes y'all be having bums. Like you literally, like not even BUM bums. I'm talking about BUMBs, the bums. Like the dudes and the women that don't have anywhere to live, they live with their parents or whatever, not by choice. I mean, not by choice, by circumstance, because they are terrible people. I live with my mom. I know I'm 38 years old. I live with my mom. I help her out, but you don't work. I still help her out around the house. Like, and y'all be falling in love with that because you want to be a fixer. You want to be a fixer. You want to fix them. Maybe if I take this, it's like. You treat a broken narcissistic person like a house you want to renovate. You try to I see you got good bones. You got good solid bones. I'm gonna try to build you up. I'm gonna try to remodel you into something that somebody like myself would live in, myself would want. And you build, this is what typically happens right here. You build that person up, you remodel them, and somebody else comes out and buys it. Somebody else outbids you for that person, that house, or whatever. You get outbid. Like, I flipped it. I put all that time, effort, energy. I put all that sweat equity into this, into trying to flip this person into something I wanted, and somebody else came and outbid me. Stop building up people to leave you. Stop doing that. A lot of y'all sometimes, especially in the man, when it's a narcissistic man and a non-narcissistic woman, you are baby. You're not even playing the role of a girlfriend or a wife. You're playing the role of like a mom. You're mothering them. I know a lot of times you end up having I talk to people, it's like, if I close my eyes and I heard you talk about this man like this, it sounds like you're talking about your son and not your husband. And I get that parental relationship all the time because people, when the narcissist has these mommy issues and stuff like that, it can rise up and it can cause problems and issues like that. So that does happen. It really does happen. I understand it, and I say people get caught up on it. People want to harp in on it and hawk in on it and zoom in on this type of stuff. But you have to, like, look out. Sometimes it's frustrating for me to talk to people about it because, like I said, I want people to win. I feel like I'm winning. I'm fighting the battle against narcissistic personality disorder. And do I win every day? No, but I win most days. I pick up that sword and go to battle in my mind. Like, come on, narcissist, and I go to battle. You can go to battle against the trauma bond. Get up and fight it. It's tough. You have physical withdrawal symptoms. Yes. I'm a narcissist. My first thought is narcissistic. My first thought is like, dang, I'm going to clap somebody else's cheeks. But it gives me more power to not do that. Like, my first thought is narcissism. My first thought is the bad stuff. My first thought is that stuff right there. It's not the good stuff. It's not the feel-good stuff. Not the warm and cuddly stuff. It's the stuff that makes you super angry and aggressive. So... Stop giving up your personality. Stop giving up your friends and your family. And if you have already done that, I know people are like, too late, too late, too late. If you've already done that, start trying to rebuild relationships with your friends and family. Stop letting them isolate you, because when you get isolated, like when you become by yourself, that's when you start to lose yourself more, because who else do you have to turn to? You've lost all your friends. You've lost all your family. Nobody wants to talk to you because you're in this toxic relationship. Nobody wants to deal with that or hear it. You lost everybody around you. Nobody wants to deal with it. Nobody wants to hear it. So who do you talk to now? Who do you turn to in this time, in your times of need and want? Who do you turn to? That narcissistic, toxic person that hates talking to you, that hates listening to you, that wants nothing to do with you, that doesn't want to hear you complain about them. Like, I don't want to hear you complain about me. Bye. Yeah. And a lot of times, so is that statement true? Back to the beginning, is that statement true? You're not the same person. You weren't like this when we first met. Yes, that is true. And you can say the exact same thing about the narcissist. Like, you're not the same person I met either. And they will say, well, people grow, people change. You should too. You should grow and change. Like, you've changed, but you haven't grown. or stuff like that. They'll gaslight you into thinking that their change is warranted and yours is a result of your own actions. Take back your power. Take back your strength. I know it's tough. I know it's a lot to deal with because look, I deal with it too. This is me. This is my life right here. Anyways, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of the Narcissist Explains. I really, truly appreciate every single one of y'all. Mental illness is out. Peace. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.